many technology issues. Like, I don't have storage on my phone. I um Nothing's recording. Like, there's just constant glitches and shutdowns and all these things. So I have to go live right now to share myself. Um if I had infinite wealth right now, one of the first things I would do is just update all my technology and get like, yeah. But anyway, so good morning. Um did I say I'm Deanna Jean Pierce and this is my spiritual YouTube channel, The Faith That Grows? Um I'm sitting here in my beautiful apartment and I'm just thinking about Church of Union Sunday services and how bad it feels that it's dropped down to one service a month. It feels so bad to me. Um, and I, so I was like, why don't I just do something about it? And I pulled out an Angel Answers Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. And I asked God directly. Now, remember, folks, you don't need an intermediary to speak to the one who created you. And if anyone tries to make you feel that way, they want to control and overpower you. It's one thing to say, I've talked to God and he's telling me this. And it's another thing to say, like, this is definitively what God is saying. And if you disagree with me, you absolutely are wrong. We all should come to a consensus about what God is communicating by everyone talking to God on their own and then sharing what they have found. So I grabbed my Angel Answers deck. Keep in mind, this Oracle card reading was just like, um, hi, Angel Hernandez. Um, Keep in mind, oh, there's 10 people on this live stream. Okay. Wow. Okay. So keep in mind that I didn't necessarily need to do this card reading. Why are there 17 people watching me? Okay. That's okay. This is what happens when you go live. You have to deal with energies. Um Hi. Oh, it's so nice to connect to people. Okay. So, okay. So, um, keep in mind, I didn't have to do this oracle card reading. God already told me long ago that Church of Union should be every week. So I didn't need to do this card reading, but for the sake of giving people more validation than what they probably need, um, I did do an oracle card reading and I asked God directly, hey, God, is it your will for the Church of Union Sunday services to be only once a month? And I got unlikely. Meditation brings answers. No. And take action. So people may or may not know. Um, I have been reaching out to Church of Union vehemently for a very long time. One of the reasons I've been so assertive and so persistent, one of the reasons is because my soul could feel what was happening with the church. Um, it's my life purpose. One of the major parts of my life purpose is leading the Church of Union Sunday services. Um, Sort of like a creative director, kind of like putting all the pieces together. troubleshooting, um, ideas, um, coming up with topics. And I've had ideas for a really long time. I've wanted since in April of 2024, I wanted to do a sermon on figuring out that I was autistic for the Church of Union. And it was supposed to coincide with a total solar eclipse at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Dan and I went to that. And it also was supposed to, it coincided with Taylor Swift releasing the Tortured Poets Department. It was all extremely meaningful. I was supposed to come back with a big bang, run the music department, get back into sermons, um, total solar eclipse party, like all these ideas lost. All of this life purpose legacy lost. So, um, hi, I'm Capricorn. Am I lucky this year? Can you read my horoscope? No. So, this live is to talk about Church of Union Sunday services. Um, so it's different live. It's different live. Um, I'm getting very distracted by all of you guys because this is a live. I'm not saying leave, but I'm just saying being very distracted. Um, so unionism, what unionism should be about is integrating and including everything. And unionism should be extremely um accepting and welcoming of everyone and everything. Um so Justin Bieber has this song Peaches that is really, I love that song. I love that music video. It's really in alignment with unionism principles. Unionism in its highest state, in its core vision. The song Peaches by Justin Bieber. It's I got my peaches down in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. Badass bitch. I get my light right from the source, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's one of my favorite Justin Bieber songs of all time, Peaches. If you have not heard it or seen the music video, you're really missing out. Justin Bieber really understands unionism principles without even consciously knowing it. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he already knows. Um, but so what I'm saying is in that song, he's saying he got his peaches down in Georgia. He gets his weed from California. He travels to the north. What that's really communicating is unionism. And so, okay, there's so much I need to say. So when Dan Thalen and I took over Sunday sermons after Jeff and Shalia, such a sacred moment. I am not the leader of a believer cult. However, I am a massive, massive Justin Bieber fan. I haven't seen him live yet. I've always wanted to. I have so much to say to him if I ever meet him. Um, I can't even talk about that right now. I need to stay focused. This is hilarious. Everyone who's here, you're really fun. Um, I know, okay. Listen, okay. So, yeah, okay. When Dan Thalen and I passed on Sunday sermons from Jeff and Shalia to the community, that was a really beautiful moment. Um, so what the church did right is it recognized that everyone in the community wanted to be part of Sunday services. And But what they did wrong was they kind of unceremoniously ripped it away from Dan and I. Um, and it just kind of felt a little abrupt. But Dan Thalen and I handled it with grace, I believe. Even though Dan Thalen and I are both designed as preachers and ministers, and we could have kept giving sermons all of these years. We've worked so many jobs together, and we could have continued giving sermons about like being a CNA, working with elderly people. We could have given sermons this whole time. We never wanted to stop. It feels bad to us to not be able to live our life purpose. Sermons were kind of unceremoniously ripped away from us. Um, But what was going on was the whole community wanted to collaborate, and it wasn't supposed to be just Dan and Deanna every Sunday. So what the church did right was recognize that the whole community wanted to be part of it. And what they did wrong was kind of rip it away from Dan and I without having like it just wasn't it felt bad. But we were very humble about passing the torch. But now the thing is that the energy was coming back around, and it was time for the community to do kind of the same thing again, where they needed to pass it back to Dan and I, not for us to take over, but to reintegrate us because it's just been time. And so the Church of Union shutting down is a manifestation of lack of partnership, lack of conversation. Um, this is what you might call a creative disagreement, partnership upsets, leadership upsets. These things are very common, and good leaders should know how to navigate this. One of the reasons I have been emailing people in the Church of Union for years, one of the reasons is because God was trying to pull me back into the church so that I could um, help continue leading Sunday services. I heard the call of God, but the Church of Union doesn't understand that. They think I'm controlling, pushing down boundaries, harassing. This would be no different than if someone was like a really amazing chef and it was their life purpose, and um, they worked at a restaurant for a long time, and then there was some sort of disagreement, and the chef got fired. But then years later, the chef started having all these ideas for this restaurant, tried to reapproach the restaurant, and the restaurant banned the chef from the premises. And then the restaurant shut down to like only being open some of the time because they don't have the right leader. And so what's going on right now is the Church of Union is like pushing away and ostracizing leaders that are supposed to be taking the church to the next level. Um I have endless ideas and passion for Sunday services. This is my life purpose. And I don't need to get any more things in order in my life in order to live my life purpose. That's a block. Just like you can be with your twin flame right now. You don't have to wait and get your shit together. That's just a choice. You can be with your twin flame in total poverty, in total sickness, and love, and you guys can love each other through that and transcend into wealth and health together. Or you can wait, which feels bad, Same thing with your life purpose. You can start now, no matter what it looks like or feels like, or you can wait, and that feels bad. um, there's no reason for Sunday services to shut down to once a month. People are hiding, people are avoiding relationship, people are avoiding dialogue, people are avoiding conflict, people are avoiding creativity. Um, so unionism in like its highest vision should welcome everyone and everything, no matter what they're going through, where they live, how much money they have, what's going on with them. Um, so the Church of Union in its highest state would be hungry for diversity. For example, if there's someone in the church who hasn't given a sermon ever, the Church of Union is hungry for that person to speak. If you tune into the Church of Union as its own independent energy, independent of any one person or group of people, the Church of Union is hungry to hear from people who have never given a sermon or haven't been allowed to give a sermon in years. What we don't want is the same people over and over again, unless we want to give people churches in their own communities to run, and then you'll have that same group of people over and over. But as far as the Church of Union online Sunday services, we should be hearing from everyone. For example, there's been no Sunday services for the Church of Union from the state of Wisconsin yet. I live here, Dan Thalen lives here. I have friends and family members who would give beautiful Sunday services. I'm not kidding. Like anyone can do a sermon. Of course, there are people who are designed as communicators and preachers, but what I guess what I'm saying is like I could turn a camera on my grandma and she could give a Sunday service for us if we needed to. You know what I mean? Like the show needs to move on. And it's really weird to me that Dan and I were so excited and happy about doing Sunday services after Jeff and Shalia, and then they were ripped away from us really quickly. The community kind of just was like ripped it away from us. And I understand there was a deeper call from consciousness for everyone to be involved, but at the same time, like if someone wants to belong and participate, you don't need to kick them out of the way. Um, so we all need it's depressing. It's so depressing to me. Like, have we had a Sunday service from Texas yet? From Montana? From Illinois? Do you know what I mean? Unionism should be people should be really excited to hear from people from all over the globe. Okay? Um I can't tell you how disappointed I am um that we're not collaborating and partnering. What God has shown me over and over again is that everyone who wants to be involved in growing the church should get to do that. And any sort of conflict or upsets between individuals within the church, that kind of works itself out when we all focus on the greater vision. We can't hide from collaboration and partnership. Some of the best things happen when people who are resistant to partnering and working together are kind of forced to. This is about God. Um, this is supposed to be about God. So, um, we need to just collaborate and talk. Um, Dan and I went to World Market yesterday. That's where this cup is from. Um, we went shopping at World Market yesterday. It felt so good in there. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry if it was hard to watch this because I got really distracted. It is a different thing when people go live. I experience it a little bit hard to focus on what I'm trying to say just because there's other people watching. But that's okay. Um, so we need more objectivity in the Church of Union. Like when I recorded my when I recorded What If God Was One With Us for Church of Union when I was in boot camp, that got taken from me. I did all of the guitar parts. I really poured my love into it. I asked God ahead of time if it was mine to do, and He said yes. And it just got stripped from me. And it feels so bad. They just gave it to somebody else. Jeff and Shalia just had someone else do it. Well, that's not okay. We can have my version and another person's version. We can have 50 versions of the same song. That's real abundance. That's real unionism. And so we need to include people. I don't think it's safe or healthy for anyone to dominate Sunday services. Unless, like I said, give them their own church from where they are then. But the Church of Union's missing out on so many people's storylines and insights and perspectives. We could have easily had my version of What If God Was One With Us and whoever they gave it to instead. Like, this is just so disappointing. And all people, um, everything that everyone is going through on this path is so valuable to history that like it shouldn't matter what anyone's going through. Like I I'm I can't believe that like I'm not going to be able to look back now and see my own Sunday services. I'm just like cut out of everything. Like my version of What If God Was One With Us is just like gone. I don't even know if they kept the recording. Same thing happened when I go on twinflamesuniverse.com. I can't find the blog post I wrote about music. It's either hidden or someone deleted it, unless there's something I don't know. But like everything I want to give and create in Church of Union, like they're not wanting me. and what I create and what I do. And it doesn't make any sense. I want to remind people in the Church of Union that there are churches running all over the globe where people are running churches all over the globe where um people have never even heard of the mirror exercise, but they still keep a church running. They don't know about twin flames, they don't know about unionism, they don't know about the mirror exercise, and yet they're still running profitable churches. There are so many people who haven't even done a Sunday service yet. And I've wanted to do so many. And I don't just want to give sermons, I want to give card readings. I want to do meditations. I want to sing. I want to help um, include people who haven't been included. It's just so disappointing. Like, yeah, Dan and I we went to the First Unitarian Society in Madison. Um, they were doing a Sunday service. It was kind of like one of their flower ceremonies. But then the service had to get cut short because there was a severe storm warning and there was a tornado spotted. Um, but do you know how many people tell me that I should just start my own church because they recognize my leadership and creativity and passion? Now, I don't want to do that. I want to grow Church of Union. That's my life purpose. But the Church of Union is really failing to cultivate leaders. The Church of Union is pushing away creativity and collaboration and partnership. And it's really sad to me. Um, One thing that um, might be interesting for people to know is that I personally don't feel Anna Katrina ever should have been removed from the community. And that might be really controversial. Um, when I asked God about his truth about Anna Katrina, God sent me the song Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. Meaning, um, and Billie Eilish really understands unionism too in her music. What that means is that there's no reason for anyone to ever have to leave. People are failing to get to the core root of issues. Like maybe someone needs to take a break from doing this. Maybe someone wants to live where they want to live and not wherever anyone else wants them to live. Maybe someone's feeling called to travel. Maybe someone needs to quit doing this or that and try something else in their life. Maybe someone needs a break. Maybe someone needs to explore something in their consciousness. But there's no reason for anybody, in my opinion, to be removed. If someone's being abusive, I would say talk to them first, figure out if there's trauma involved, heal the trauma. They can have boundaries on them, but they can still participate. That's my opinion. Um, so I would really love to give sermons from Wisconsin. I want to represent Wisconsin. Um, I want to make music from Wisconsin. Like there's like God is everywhere. And I think a lot of people in the church just don't know what to do, and they don't know what to say, and they're not sure where to go in regard to Sunday services, but deep down we all want to be doing more. We're all capable of so much more than what we've been allowed to do. I want to remind people that a lot of the people in the Church of Union have spent many, many past lives running churches or being involved in churches. And we're kind of, we need to remember that. It really feels horrible to not be allowed to live my life purpose. Um, it feels so bad to me. Um, and there's no reason for it. Like it doesn't make for a better church. It makes for a worse church. Um, when people would rather shut down than partner, that's not a good sign. Um, I I haven't gotten to do any Sunday sermons or even do a card reading or anything since like since the very first ones with Dan Thalen in boot camp. And like that sucks because when I'm older, I'm really gonna wanna look back and see myself in Sunday sermons. And so I think one thing that would be good to do is honestly, I'm not kidding, is for people to keep track. How many Sunday sermons have I gotten to do? How many card readings have I gotten to do? How many meditations have I gotten to do? How many songs have I gotten to do? How many pre sermons have I gotten to do? And compare it with other people who have wanted to do these things and haven't been allowed to. I'm telling you, God has been wanting to come through me and Dan Thalen, and probably I know many other people to do Sunday services. Um, this is just really sad to me. It's really hard to sleep. It's really hard to think straight because the church that I love, um, and that it's my life purpose to help lead. They don't seem to want anything to do with me, and they're interpreting my persistence and passion and big energy as something really wrong. Um, yeah, it's just sad. People can do a Sunday service from a hospital bed. People can do a Sunday service from outside. People can do a Sunday service anywhere. Um, and so this is really ridiculous. And a while ago, I don't remember what day exactly. I'd have to look in my dream journal. I'd have to look in my journals. I woke up and I had a dream where like when I woke up, my third eye, like it's hard to explain. I woke up and felt in my third eye um Sunday services, like God was trying to give them to me. And I'm not saying, here's the thing, I'm not saying like I want to dominate Sunday services now. I don't think anyone should dominate. Um, unless like I said, you can give them their own church then from where they are and they can run it. But since there are so many people in COU, um, it's really, really ridiculous um, to just cut certain people out. Um, we're all supposed to be working together as a team for the greater vision of the church. And everything someone's going through is part of the story of the church. Just like in live classes, like we're not going to go back and delete all of the live TFAS and LPC classes because people were talking about false twin flames, for example, or moving through something that they're no longer moving through. It's really important to me to make music. Like my purpose, I'm a life path number 3. And so I'm supposed to be constantly expressing and creating. And I don't have the proper outlet for that. I can make YouTube videos. I can, but I'm supposed to be giving sermons and doing music for COU. Like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And one thing that's really irritating is that people like in Hollywood, celebrities, actors, musicians, artists, when they're on a team of people to make like a movie or make a CD or something or make a music video, um, they have to put all their differences aside and work on the creative project together. And God doesn't let people avoid that. And so um the Church of Union should not be in the business of letting people avoid their discomfort and avoid their upsets. Um, like, and you don't want to be skipping over parts of people's stories and journeys either. Like, I think that all parts of people's journeys and stories should be fully documented and included. Um, Dan said recently, like actually he said it this morning, he says it all the time, that I have this constant look of like distaste on my face. And it's because I'm so like this, like because I can't believe it's just so ridiculous to me. You don't have to be in perfect union with God to be part of something. And you can't really get to perfect union with God um without sharing as you go. Like we have to be sharing as we go. Like as you express, you heal. There's no point in like putting someone in a corner. Like that doesn't work. And Lisi talked about this in one of her sermons years ago. How you can't just stick someone in a corner with spiritual work and expect anything to happen for them. People need to be deeply involved in sharing and creating the church and sharing their stories. Like this feels so bad. Um, in regard to bans, those need to be lifted. Those have to go. They have to go bye bye. It's such an energy leak to be banning people and then like checking in on them and then like wondering when should they come back and like trying to figure out what's going on and scapegoating one twin flame when both twin flames are moving through the same thing, like banning keeping people from their soul family and this is the dark ages of the Church of Union. The ascension is not supposed to feel like this. This is a created level of separation and dysfunction. Um Things could be so much different. Um the if like you can't ban one twin flame because there's an issue going on in the union, in the relationship, and you can't scapegoat one of them and blame everything on one of them. That doesn't make any sense. um and you can't resolve anything without direct conversation. You can't be like, "Oh, I think this is going on over here, and so I'm going to do this about it." No, you have to have direct back and forth conversations. This is a really long live. I have so much to say. Like, I'm supposed to be constantly talking to people in the Church of Union. I'm supposed to be constantly I should be coaching people. I should be helping lead. I should be giving sermons. I should be helping run the music department. I should be singing. I should be hosting live events. I should be like deeply included. Um, and the fact that I'm not, um, in my opinion, is just because people are really scared of people who've been banned. They're like treated as like untouchables. And this has to stop. This has to stop. Like, no one cares. In my opinion, the people who made those Netflix things, they just wanted something to do with their energy, and they didn't know what to make of what was going on. And like no one really like it's not it's not a big deal. We just need to keep growing the church. And some of the stuff that was said in the Netflix stuff was just like Marie Sophie. She was just saying her honest experience and it was true. Um so um yeah, I um yeah, I just saw something and I already felt it intuitively. I just saw a thing that said um I just saw a thing that said like if you repress your emotions, you're at a higher risk for dementia. And the Church of Union is like trying to oppress and repress me. Um Not letting me sing or do sermons. And so like the very things that you're naturally drawn to are going to heal you. Um unless you're working through addiction, of course, but like um what I noticed, there's a really big difference between the world and the Church of Union. And one of those differences is that the world isn't afraid of twin flames like MGK and Megan Fox. They're not afraid of being each other's twin flame. They don't M- MGK and Megan Fox don't make twin flames look scary. They make twin flames seem really cool and like wonderful. Um so yeah, I wish I could run the Church of Union. Not I don't know if I could like cuz I want to go to college and travel and record albums and stuff and like I don't think I could like actually do that as a full-time position, but what I mean is I have tons and tons and tons of ideas for how to make it better, more loving, more compassionate, more inclusive. And I wish I could just do things my way because everyone would feel so much better. I promise you that. Um there's so much fear and bullshit. Like just for example, like in the current culture of Twin Flames universe, there's been like this like should I tell someone they're my twin flame or not? And like there's all this like should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? And then you have Megan Fox who just flat out told MGK that they were twin flames, then MGK wrote a song about it. And there was no like should I, should I do this? Should I call? Don't text, don't beg. Oh no, what do I do? Like, oh my god, I'm sick of it. It's so annoying. I love people who don't give a shit about this kind of stuff. Like, or like I love Olivia Rodrigo's also helping kind of um do this too. Like, there's like this fear of like stalking your twin flame. And then you have Olivia Rodrigo just like one night I was bored in bed, stalked you on the internet, it's feminine intuition. Or you have Jeff like in is it one of the romance attraction courses saying like don't just spill all your emotions because then that's what teenagers do and then all your guts are on the table. And then Olivia Rodrigo just has an album called Guts. So what we're really coming across is everyone just needs to be themselves. Um, it's to stop being afraid of twin flames, like stop being just stop being afraid. Or like there's just this thing posted on TFU YouTube about like um not sending love letters when you absolutely should do that. So what we're really coming across is um just everyone needs to like release control, stop micromanaging each other and just talk and dialogue, do what feels good and feels right. There's so much love and potential for collaboration and the only thing that's missing is that we're not all just talking. We can all jump on a video call and talk together. But that would involve people not like um yeah, we need to not control each other but collaborate and partner because we're just missing out on so much. We're missing out on so much potential. Um People who truly understand what it takes to make like a great movie or TV show or album will know that like it's just all about being with God. And so I said a lot of different things here. I wish that, yeah, we just need to all talk, communicate, and partner, because it is absolutely not God's will for Church of Union to shut down to one Sunday service a month. And I also want to share this. Um I um I see a lot of people's doppelgangers, people in the community. Um God shows me their doppelgangers and like what's actually going on in spiritual truth with them. And I will tell you straight up that in my last job, um there was a Jeff doppelganger, and God made it very clear that it was a Jeff doppelganger. Um, when I first met this person, um, the name Jeff was right behind him on a bulletin board. He was always wearing a cross necklace, and he just had Jeff's energy. And he was kind of a leadership figure where I was working, but he was also just my coworker. And um what happened with Jeff's doppelganger is he almost quit the company, and he was very upset, and he decided to stay. Um and I asked him, like, like, what are you like, what, I forget what the exact conversation was like, but I was basically like, um what what made you want to stay? Or like, what's your plan? And um Jeff's doppelganger said that he was just going to um give give the company to God, basically. Jeff's doppelganger loved Jesus and even invited me to go to um um like an Easter service for the church that he was a part of. And he almost left. What I'm trying to communicate is that Jeff and Shalia have upsets too. All leaders can go through upsets. And what I'm communicating is what God showed me at my last job is that Jeff's energy was almost trying to leave the community, or like leave the like trying to like step away from. God was showing me Jeff's upset. He's upset. He's just upset and he doesn't want to partner. And so Jeff's doppelganger almost quit the job, but then he stayed. And when I talked to him, he's basically like, I'm just gonna give it to God, give the company to God, and hope it works out. And basically the communication was this, is that even Jeff and Shalia, or even Jesus, can have upsets. And if you are called by God to, you can point them out, and it's okay and it's healthy. Um God has been showing me everyone's doppelgangers and like what's actually going on with them spiritually. And it's really funny because what it means is that everyone's just really scared and hiding from each other. And we don't need to do that. Um, and so It's really important to me to host live events and workshops in Wisconsin, my home state. It's really important to me to do sermons from Wisconsin, my home state. It's really like Dan Thalen is energetically repressed because he's supposed to be doing sermons too. Um, and this is, we're all just avoiding something. But what's nice about everyone focusing on partnership and vision is that then we all get closer to each other, which is what we want anyway. And so, um, yeah, why don't we all partner together and leave everything else to God? Because there's a lot of there's been way too much missed legacy, missed opportunity here. I'm sorry this is so long. I have so much to say and I'm not being given the opening to say anything. So if I was running the Church of Union, if God was truly on the throne, basically what God showed me through Jeff's doppelganger at my last job is that even Jeff has a hard time surrendering people and his own organizations to God. He's working through his own upsets and control. And I would love to talk to you more about doppelgangers in the future. It's a very powerful thing. It's a very fascinating thing. Um, it's pretty cool. But there's no reason to ban people anymore, and there's no reason to be afraid of people anymore. And honestly, like, we're all one connected child of God, and we all need to work together. Um, so let's please stop being afraid of being together. We're missing out on so much, like the middle. We were supposed to have a giant total solar eclipse party for the community in Indianapolis in April 2024. Dan and I went because we felt the call of God, and it was a beautiful thing will always remember and cherish. But everyone was supposed to be there. And so, can we please stop villainizing certain people and leaving certain people out? And just remember, when you're watching a TV show or reading a book, the author doesn't like skip over people's character development unless they're a bad writer. You're with the characters through every part of their story. So I think, yeah, it's just sad. Unionism in its highest form includes everyone and everything. And this is different than what you would call maybe giving ego a seat at the table. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about approaching the ascension differently. I have a different way of seeing things. And what I'm seeing is just massive missed potential and opportunity for connection and partnership. So this is a really long live. I could talk forever about unionism, about God, about partnership, about my ideas. Um, but yeah, let's stop being afraid of each other. And also, like, I would love to invite people to Summerfest. What about Summerfest? It's coming up again. Like, I'm not getting to do the things that I'm called to do. Like, it's not fun. And the Ascension is supposed to be really fun. And so just remember, Jeff and Shlee have upsets too. People in leadership have their own blocks and upsets and blind spots. And we need to actually put God on the throne. And when God is on the throne, that means everyone's included and everyone wins. So, um, yeah, I have endless ideas and passion for Church of Union and the people in it. And it's just really sad that I can't bring any of that to life because, quite frankly, I'm being discriminated against because I have a big energy. I have a lot of unhealed trauma. I'm very assertive. I have Asperger's. People like don't understand me or like and like this whole thing with like um this whole thing with like banning people, it's fear mongering. It's fear mongering. I'm not afraid of Anna and Katrina. They clearly were having a like when you go back and watch that class, it's obvious Jeff is power tripping. They just wanted to stir up drama and make themselves feel like they were resolving a problem in the community. Like, we can't be afraid of people anymore. This is 2026. Everyone wants to belong. And to me, it's actually funny um because Jeff was refusing to listen to Anne's boundaries, and I'm sorry. I'm a unique person. I have Asperger's. I see things very differently. I also am a very compassionate person, and I was created differently by God. And so I look at what happened with Anna Katrina, and honestly, it's funny to me because Jeff was refusing to listen to Anne's boundaries. And I'm sorry, this is legitimately fun. And I know this is why honey, I got canceled too. I got canceled from Church of Union. I see things differently. Jeff was refusing to listen to Anne's boundaries. And apparently Anne had sent Jeff emails, and Jeff was refusing to read the emails, and Jeff was refusing to listen to Anne. And so what I see that happened is they just got they just like they're like, okay, if you're not gonna listen to me, I guess I'll have to get support and make it louder. And so they attracted like a journalist or whatever. This is how honestly see things. And so they blew it up and be like, okay, you don't want to read my emails? Try reading an article then. Like I said, I asked God a while ago, what's your truth about what happened with Anna Katrina? And God sent me Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish immediately. And I was like, oh, yeah, I agree. basically, you don't need to create drama. You don't need to kick people out just because you can. You don't need to, like, this is fear mongering. This is witch hunting. This is dumb. And I can tell you flat out that we would all be better off if we all stuck together and partnered and communicated together. Excuse me. Anna Katrina could be hosting their own workshops, leading their own Church of Union where they live. They could be doing Sunday sermons. Like, we all just want to belong. So, yeah, I have so much more to say, but it's time for, like, God to actually be on the throne. And that would involve everyone dropping their bullshit and resistance and just talking and partnering. What's funny about this is that in the live classes, they talk about how you could end world wars with just simple dialogue and communication. And yet the Church of Union is unwilling to communicate and partner themselves. And so it's just really dumb. So yeah, let's stop kicking people out. Let's stop banning people. Let's stop witch hunting. Whoever's in charge of the ban list should just kind of accidentally delete it. Oops, I deleted the ban list. I guess I'll have to find something else to do with my time, like creating and collaborating. Um, so yeah, so it's a real shame that I'm still being treated this way and being ostracized when I was supposed to be included and uplifted. The Church of Union has walls, um, and is calling them boundaries, and I stand by that. And if I have so much to say, I have so much to say, but yeah, uh, yeah, this is just sad. Here I am, like, with all these passion and ideas, like, just waiting to be included, waiting for people to stop being weird and controlling. So this is really sad. And I'll